collective. Welcome or welcome back. I'm Mystic Rose, and it's so great to have you here for the Mystic Rose Tarot Collective reading. So, when I was in meditation this morning, I received a beautiful vision of a camel and also a rose growing out of the desert sand. It was beautiful. So I was being shown like this desert, and I actually saw like Egyptian pyramids as well. It was so beautiful. And so I think there is some kind of tie-in to Egypt here, like a past life in Egypt, which has been coming up over and over again on this channel. So many of you can resonate with that. So what this got me thinking about is the meaning of a camel and how resilient camels are. And I heard Spirit say, you carry sacred water inside of you. Isn't that beautiful? Just absolutely beautiful. And have you ever just kind of felt like you were spiritually thirsty? Or that you just couldn't get that spiritual thirst quenched? Did you ever feel like you were just craving more than what the world was offering you or what you were being taught? This could be going back to childhood. Maybe you were a child like me. When I was a child, I was actually raised in a strict Catholic household, and I was told so many things that just didn't resonate with me on a very deep soul level, and it wasn't my truth, and I had to find my own truth. So maybe you're like how I was. Maybe you were raised with a religion that just wasn't your truth, your personal truth, and when you'd go to church, it wouldn't quench your thirst. It wasn't until I was in my 20s when I happened to be watching PBS late one night, and Dr. Wayne Dyer came on the television. And he was doing this PBS special about like, you'll see it when you believe it, or you'll believe it when you see it, or something like that. And I was like, okay, this is interesting. And as many of you know, he's like the father of motivational speaking or something like that. He's like, he was a very spiritual person, and what he would do is take like sacred texts and translate them into like everyday language so that anybody could understand it. But that was like the doorway that like opened up to my spirituality. I want to say that was like in 2010. So in 2010, that spiritual door it was open to me. And from there I started like my journey, like, you know, researching about like different things, like different authors would recommend different authors. And so like I remember learning about like Marianne Williamson and like the Course of Miracles, and these things really fed my soul. But probably the most pivotal one that really spoke to me was Conversations with God by Neale Donald Walsch. So if you haven't read that one, I highly recommend it. And that is basically what this reading is kind of about, because it's about talking to God, and it's about not really buying into the lies that people tell us, because what Spirit was telling me is that like you've been lied to about, like in the past, like about prayer, and about that you can't, like somebody might have told you like you can't hear God or whatever, or like God can't talk to you, or prayer is one way, or you need an intercessor. Like I remember in the Catholic faith, they told us as children that we couldn't talk to God. We had to go to a priest, and only the priest could talk to God or communicate with God. So we had to go to what was called confession. And many of you probably know this if you were raised in that too. We had to go into a confessional and tell a priest our sins, okay? And then the priest could communicate with God. But we weren't taught self-empowerment. We were taught to be like lowly and meek and very humble, but to the point where like it felt like self-abuse, and not really celebrating who you are. It was very disempowering. But that's a whole other thing. Basically, when I was meditating, though, for you, collective, I did receive that many of you, it's time, like you're in the season where it's like the camel, okay? The camel is, like I said, it's resilient, it's resistant. You've been through a lot. The camel is able to endure so much, carry heavy loads, walk through the deserts of life, and carrying also sacred water inside of you. I don't know why I cannot talk tonight. But it also really reminds me of Nietzsche and the three transitions throughout our lives of like spiritual transformations. We start as the camel, and in that phase, we do kind of like take on the beliefs of other people, okay, and what we're told and what we're indoctrinated with. And then we become the lion, and we start to kind of like, make our own rules, and we kind of start to explore other options. And then lastly, we become like the child, and we become playful, and life is fun, and we can like co-create. So you could very well be in any of those stages, but somebody that was drawn to this, maybe you're in like your camel phase, okay? So the camel has some really good wisdom for you today. And Spirit wanted you to know that. So I was also getting 333 and 666, and I was told 666 is not an evil number. It is a number that is for, like, it is a spirit number. It's an angel number. It means balance and equilibrium. Okay, it's not evil. It's about balance and growing. Yeah, and grounding, not growing, grounding. And 333 is for divine support, and it is also a number for ascended masters and talking to angels. So I was like, whoa, because that's exactly what we're talking about today. So this is what Spirit wanted you to know, collective, that if your soul is hungry, it's time to pick up the phone, because Spirit is calling you and wants to talk to you and have a personal relationship with you. So you don't need anyone to stand between you and God and facilitate this either. This is something that you can literally talk to Spirit, to Source, as if you're literally picking up a telephone and talking to a friend. So Spirit was saying to me, forget all those old gatekeepers who tried to say that you needed somebody, you weren't powerful, you needed somebody to intercede for you. Neil Donald Walsh was the author. He was the author of Conversation with God, and Spirit brought this into my mind when I was doing my meditation, and it was so powerful because I was like, wow, yes, absolutely, I've got to tell them about that book. One of my favorite books, actually. It's he was like very homeless, and he was in a very bad place, and I think his wife had just left him. And he was very upset, and I remember he said that like he just had like finished drinking a bottle of beer, and he threw the bottle across the room, and he said, oh God, what's going on with my life? Why is my life a mess? And he got just very like despondent, very upset, and then all of a sudden he heard God's voice, and it was like literally like audible but an inner voice. Okay, I like to call that the guide inside. Sometimes it sounds like a whisper, sometimes it's like seems audible, but it's like it can be a download, it can be many things. There's different channels in which we can receive, and they're called the clairs, and many of you know this, but there's clairaudience, which is you hear words. There's clairvoyance, which you see images. Claircognizance, which is just like a knowing, and then clairsentience, which that is like feelings. You just feel calm, or you feel certain things in your body. Well, anyways, he grabbed a notebook and a pen, and he just started to write, and he wrote the book conversations with God. Everything he wrote in that book was channeled with this conversation with God, and it was some of the most interesting, profound nuggets of truth that I've ever resonated with out of anything. When I was a child, like, I had gone to some Baptist church with some friends, and I had gone to a Lutheran church, lots of Catholic churches, and just like none of it was feeding my soul. So I had to find my own path through spirituality. So like now I'm just more like eclectic. I would call myself a spiritual person. But yeah, you can talk directly to God, and God wants you to know that, and that's why God is coming through in this reading. I'm going to be using the Conscious Spirit Oracle deck as well, but like, I just wanted to share with you, this was powerful, because it's like the beautiful rose, blooming out of the desert where like it's dry, it's barren, right? And then you got this beautiful rose just like growing. That is you. That's like, okay, so you are just somebody who is, yeah, you're like being born out of, you're being born out of something that's dry and barren, and you're not broken. You're being called to have a deeper relationship with the divine. It's beautiful. So 333 and 666 together is Spirit is calling you to pick up the phone and to also get into balance. Practice balance with your body, mind, and soul. That's what those two angel numbers together means. But yeah, so prayer should be a conversation. And Spirit was definitely bringing that through. Like, if you have not read that book, to definitely do that. How can we conversate with God and know that we're talking to God? Or if that word triggers you, you can say source or whatever doesn't trigger you. Higher power or like whatever. But the thing is, there are ways to do this, and I'll just briefly go over this, and then we'll start with I have some tarot cards here. I've got my cards here, and we'll bring in more messages, but I just really wanted to get these messages out to you that was brought to me by Spirit in my meditation this morning. And that was that you are a radio receiver, and Spirit is calling you, and do you want to pick up, because there's messages for you that Spirit wants to share with you, and these are only for you. So if so, it's time to pick up that phone, and I'm going to briefly walk through that with you. How do you do that? Well, first thing you got to do, prepare your signal, okay? Be somewhere quiet. You'll definitely want to be somewhere where you're alone, preferably, and definitely somewhere where there's no distractions. Also, you'll want to make sure that your mood is like more on the relaxed side. Relax your body, relax your mind. You can even put your hand over your heart like this, and you can even say, only light, only love. Put up a boundary too, and just say, I only allow messages from Source, God, my highest good, okay, for my highest good, and no negativity. And then you dial in. You say, God or Spirit, whatever, however you want to address Source, I'm here and I'm willing and I want to talk to you, so please speak to me clearly in a way that I can understand, be this words, images, feelings, or knowings, okay? And then number 3 would be, ask one thing at a time, okay? Don't overload with like lots of questions. That's going to be a little bit too much. So just ask one thing at a time, and then listen. Listen on all 4 of your channels, because you are spiritually gifted. I think of it like this. Everyone can play golf, right? Most of us have hands, arms, right? And we have the ability to hit a ball. And so we can all technically play golf, right? But we're not all Tiger Woods. Same thing with intuition. So some people have a talent for spiritual intuition, and they've refined it. Some are born with more natural ability than others, okay? But everyone has the ability to be intuitive, to be psychic, and to also refine their gifts by practicing. So, whether your gifts are clairaudience, clairvoyance, claircognizance, or clairsentience, or maybe it's one of the other ones. There's about 6 of them, I think, I want to say. But these are the 4 main ones. So listen up on all 4 channels. And then the 5th thing to do would be write down whatever comes through. I keep a notebook with me. And if you see an image of something, write it down, okay? What does this mean? You can even ask Spirit, can you tell me what this means if you don't really know what it means? Also, use your discernment. There's 3 L's to think about. Is it loving? Is it of the light? Does it lead to freedom? So love, light, and does it lead to freedom? Okay, the 3 L's. And if it's like, if this is a voice that's telling you harm yourself or harm somebody, or it's a voice of fear or shame, it's not from God or source or whatever you want to call it. It's not from that. It's from something else that's lower vibrational, and don't listen to it. Also, another thing that you can do once you have this written down, like whatever this is, whether this is an image, a sentence, sometimes I get words, I'll write down all my impressions, and then what you do is you can even, you can piece it all together and ask Spirit for a sign to confirm it, okay? Also, you can just, Spirit is showing me a triangle, and I heard triangulate to check. So triangulate to check means that you ask for something, you ask for info, words, quotes, and images, you ask for a sign, and then you write it down, okay? And you keep evidence of like the signs, okay? I hope that's clear. But yeah, so build meditation into your everyday life as well, even if it's just 5 minutes a day, because the more you practice, the easier it's going to get to just be like picking up a phone and literally talking to a friend. Okay, so thank you, Spirit, for those messages. Let's go ahead and see what else Spirit wants to bring through for you. So aren't these beautiful cards? I love these cards. So Spirit, what do you want the collective to know? Do you want to add to this conversation, Spirit? I don't know why, but I heard like you are free, or you are free to choose. You are free to choose. What's that mean, Spirit? I don't know. Somebody needed to hear that. Like, you're free to make your own choice. Somebody may be trying to hold you back from making your own choices or something like that. So, but I heard you are free to choose. All right. We have solar plexus chakra. I take actions that awaken my personal power. So, yeah, you have personal power. You have more personal power than you even realize. Okay? So you can take actions every day that awaken these abilities. That's your personal power. Your personal power, don't give it away to anyone else. Don't give your power away to somebody, some gatekeeper who tells you you can't connect to God, okay? And why not dial into Spirit and also like get your messages. See, many of you that watch this channel, you're already doing this. You're already doing this, or like starting to do this, because the other day I posted like an image of a lion, and one of the subscribers like made a comment underneath the photo and said, I was just imagining a lion when I closed my eyes. And then she said, I went to open up YouTube and there was your post with a lion, and we were so in sync, and it was just crazy. So I think it's fun how we're a lot of us are like syncing up and running into like the same types of things, and it's like many of you are already very, very psychic and intuitive, but maybe there's something here that needs to come through for somebody that either you're just starting your spiritual journey, or this could be too that like it's just encouragement or a reminder for those who have been doing this. We have the spark of the divine. I reignite the divine spark within me, and I recognize I am part of all creation. So yeah, this is why it's so important to basically like call bullshit on any religion that tells you that like you don't have divinity inside of you, because we all have what do they say, like we're not a drop of the ocean, the whole ocean is contained in a drop of us, right? So we are very worthy because we have the divine in us, okay? And we are part of the, like we are linked with the divine, and it's beautiful. And it's our roadmap. We weren't just dumped off here with like, you know, nothing, no map inside of us or anything. It may feel like that until you find your way, but it's almost like you have to find your own way. Yeah, so many of you are finding your own way. You could be just starting out, like I said, on this journey, or, I mean, we're all at different points on this journey, right? But we're at least going somewhere. Wheel of life. I am guided by the cycles of life, and I live in complete harmony with them. This also reminds me of coming into wholeness with yourself, and like something here about like duality. I heard duality mentality, like really embracing the divine masculine and divine feminine parts of us so that we can come into wholeness. Yes, that's so important. And I feel like that having that like open relationship with your spirit guides, your angels, with source, that is going to be so important for like coming into your wholeness. Okay, what else, spirit? Celebrate life. I celebrate life every day by honoring and respecting all life on Mother Earth. And reach for your dreams. I'm the creator of my own dreams and achieve them with confidence. Beautiful cards and beautiful reminders. So you really are co-creating. So what do you really want to manifest? And have a conversation with your angels, with your guides, all right? Because they're there to talk to you, but they're not going to do that without your permission, okay? So spirit, what does the collective need to know today? They are mad at you or the situation. For somebody out there, you need to hear this message, that there's somebody who's upset with you right now or mad at the situation. Maybe they're not really mad at you, they're more mad at the situation, okay? And I'm hearing this is just going to take some understanding. So that may resonate with some of you, but not everybody. What else does the collective need to hear? Some of you need to practice like organizational skills, because that could be one thing that you could really work on, is getting more organized. Okay, like maybe even that may include like getting rid of things that you're really no longer using, and just taking really good care of the things that you do have in your possession that you are using. Also, it says the universe will remove everything that is not in alignment with you. So yeah, this could be people, objects, like things that you don't need any longer. It's just going to be swept out of your life. Okay, that could even be like an old job. Some of you may be like, almost feels like there could be like this whole new version of you being born where you're leaving some stuff behind. Okay, so collective, it looks like you might even be like going through something kind of rough with, or experiencing some kind of need for like taking your own space and like leaving some drama. Because it looks like here, like there's some people or situations that are not in alignment with you, and it looks like you really could use some peace and connection with the divine, and maybe even advice from spirit for your personal situation. Okay, and you have the power to do that, and don't let anyone tell you that you don't have the power to to contact the divine. No one is mad at you. Holy shit. What? So we've got all these messages. And we have, they are mad at the situation. No one is mad at you. They're mad at the situation. Oh my gosh. I have chills. So there's somebody here in your life. It seems like they're mad at you, but they're really just mad at the situation, and don't take it so personally. That's what's coming through here. What else does the collective need to know? Take your time. Okay, take your time. Maybe slow down, because you need to slow down. Somebody here could be a Virgo, sun, moon, or ascendant. Your guides are protecting you. Yes, know that you are protected, fiercely protected. Not only that, but what I'm getting to is like, they want to talk to you. Your guides want to talk to you. And I just heard from Spirit, they are protecting you from like negativity and harm and suspicious. I don't know why I'm hearing this. I heard they're protecting you from suspicious activity. Okay, that's for somebody out there. But you're being protected. And your guides want to have a conversation with you about what's going on. Someone is trying to copy you. So there's somebody out there that's watching you and trying to be like you. Like, it kind of reminds you of like Hailey Bieber and Selena Gomez. I don't know if you're like aware of that situation, but like for a while, Hailey Bieber was copying every little single thing that Selena Gomez was doing. And it was really just, it was sickening too to see. It's like, stay in your own lane, be who you are, you know. Why are you trying to copy the collective? It's kind of maddening, but try not to let this bother you. If somebody's trying to copy you, it's kind of sad on them, because they're trying to find themselves. In a way, it's showing they admire you, but still, because they say that, what do they say, that like copying, or it's the fondest form of flattery or something like that, but still it can be so annoying. So I'm with you, and I get it, collective. If somebody's trying to copy you, it can be very, very annoying. I will say that. Yeah, that's just part of life. Sometimes people do it unintentionally, but this person is trying to copy you, and that's not cool. It's like, just do you, okay? And I'll be me. There's an energy vampire here, and you triggered them. Shit. So you got you know what? If you got somebody like this, you may actually want to watch the reading from, I posted it on Saturday. And it was, I can't even tell you the title of it, but it was about that. That's crazy. Oh my gosh. So yeah, you triggered somebody, but oh well, that's they have to deal with that. All you can do is really just focus on you, and yes, be awesome. Keep being awesome. Stop and rethink things. It says. So maybe pause before you react, okay? Don't react to this person. Don't be like, just getting mad at them and like, you know, taking it, like, because that's gonna, just like we said yesterday, like, you'll be hurting yourself if you do that, okay? And you don't want to like rack up bad karma and stuff. I don't mess with that. Hedgehog. We got a hedgehog here. A hedgehog stands for harmony, gentleness, confidence. Okay, relaxation. You need to have some TLC. You need to have some time to just connect, maybe go in nature to refine your psychic ability. Look at that. Look at these, all of these. Can you see that? Harmony and gentleness, confidence, relaxation, calmness, nurturing, intuition, psychic ability, prophetic dreams. Like, you're really being called to ignore the haters and go within and talk to your spirit guides and just forget the bullshit. Seriously. There's too many haters out there. We can't keep track. We just have to stay focused on what is working for us, right? Got 2 here. You are protected. What did I say? Your guides are fiercely protective of you. You can see into people's hearts. You can also, you have a built-in lie detector. You can see if people are being honest or sincere or not. Success. Maybe they're jealous of your success because you're killing it. And they're jealous of you, so that's why they're trying to copy you, because you're doing something right. Astro travel, you are protected when you sleep. So when you're sleeping, you're even protected. We'll get a couple more. There could be legal issues going on right now with you, but know that you are protected. Create more often. If you get stressed out, you may want to try to just stop and create something, you know, maybe draw a picture, or I don't know, it's going to be different for everybody. Different hobbies, different ways of creating, maybe play a musical instrument or something like that. Let's go ahead and get some like astro dice here. Some of y'all could be Gemini. We got 2 Geminis. We have a Sagittarius and a Libra. So since we got 2 Geminis, I'll roll again. We have Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, Gemini, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, Sagittarius, or Libra, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant. We also have 4, 8, 1, and 9. So somebody here could have been born in April, August, January, or September, or the 9th, 1st, 8th, or 4th of any month for a birthday, the 12th, the 13th, the 10th, the did I say 18th? 18th of any day of any month for a birthday, okay? Specifically January 8th, January 1st, January 9th, January 4th, or any day in January. August 8th, August 4th, August 1st, August 9th, August 5th, and any day in August. January 1st, 8th, 4th, or 9th, or any day in January, and then September 1st, September 9th, September 10th, September 18th, September 8th, September 12th, and 4th, okay, or any day in September. All right. And then I think maybe I'll do like a few names, since I know some of you like that. And this is just extra confirmation. Like if you know this is resonating with you, you don't have to stay for this part. But thank you for watching thus far. It's been fun having you. And if you want to stick around, great. We're going to be doing like a few names. All right, so I'm just going to set them up in here, okay? And while I do, I'll explain this real quick. You might be able to play a little spiritual Scrabble here and see what word spirit draws your attention to. It could be anything. You might see your initials in here, or loved one's name spelled out, your name spelled out. I might say some names of people that you know, first, middle, or last name, or a screen name. Yeah, like I said, you can look for initials in here. I might say a location. I'm going to be channeling, so whatever spirit brings through, but it's not all going to resonate with you. So only take what resonates and leave the rest. But I heard Brendan and Mercedes, and I heard Patico, Patrice, London, Eric, Erica, Aaron. Somebody's last name could be Fogg, like F-O-G, Fogg. Okay, here we go. I heard Atlas, Humphrey. That could be somebody's last name, Humphrey. Marshall, Dylan, Brandy, Binta, Bindi. Somebody could be from India. The name Kellis, Kellen, Kellogg, Abria, Olivia, Sam, I'm sorry, Xavier, Donna, Dwayne, Ben, Sarah, Serche, Mahogany. I love that name. Nikki, Nicole, Miguel, Marcel, Marsha, Ed, Edward, Bishop, King. I'll say a few more names, okay? Stacy, Darrell, or Daryl, Bruce, Alma, Ava, Newman, Rich, Leroy, and Levi. Dunham, that could be somebody's last name. Tegan, Johanna, Lily. Somebody's last name could be Duff. It reminds me of Hillary Duff, so maybe the name Hillary. The name Cole or Colton, Chloe, Zoe, Jamar, Avery, and Aslan, and Nina. Okay. So let me know what words you found in there, because that would be really interesting. You can also go back and like pause it and play Spiritual Scrabble. But like, I'm seeing vet in here. Somebody could work at a vet's office. Somebody could work as an x-ray tech. Somebody here could work with dogs specifically, like be like a groomer or even a breeder, dog breeder. Somebody here could work with elderly patients. Somebody could work at a college, and somebody could work in maintenance or be on a janitorial staff. Somebody's sitting in the lap of luxury, or you're gonna be sitting in the lap of luxury or something like that. That's what I heard. Some of you may be getting a raise, or like I said before, a new job, or considering a new job that's gonna land you in the lap of luxury. Ooh. Where you're gonna have enough money to do what you want to do, but also be able to like give to people that really you feel need it, you know? And this could even be family members, friends, or a charity of your choice, but like you're gonna be sitting in the lap of luxury for many of you. Holy cow. And I just heard like you won't have any monetary worries at all. Maybe some of you have already achieved this, and you're just like, yes, I'm grateful. Because I just heard that and I got chills, like, yes, I'm grateful, like, I'm there. But many of you, you're on your way. Ooh, I love that for you, collective. Somebody may have their bachelor's of science in nursing. Somebody could like to ski or do winter sports. I heard Dulcolax. I think that's like some kind of medicine. That's why I think that somebody could like work with like elderly or something like that, or work in a nursing home. Because like Miralax and like Dulcolax, I think those are what like a lot of elderly people use those for their troubles and their ailments. So I won't like expound. If you want to know, just look it up if you don't know. I won't expound upon that. But that's just what I'm seeing here. And I also heard South Dakota, North Dakota, Berkeley, Riley, Utah. Somebody could be from Utah. Catan. I think that's a board game. Somebody could like, maybe you like to play D&D or Catan or like board games like that use your intellect. Okay. I just heard building attraction. So some of you, you're building attraction by just being you. Like you're attracting a lot of attention, and like, wow, you're attracting a lot of attention and like an attraction to you right now. Holy cow. Probably because you're starting to realize who you are, and it's just showing. It's showing. You're glowing and it's showing. I just heard that. Thank you, Spirit. Yes, you are glowing and it's showing. So claim that in the comments and say, I'm glowing and it is absolutely showing. And claim that in the comments if you've made it this far, collective. This truth was amazing. Thank you, Spirit, so much for this truth. This was amazing. Like, you are literally the camel, or you are literally like, you know, the camel who is the host for the host for the Holy Ghost. The host, that's powerful. You are the host for the sacred water, okay? You're the host for the Holy Ghost. I should seriously put that on a t-shirt. Spirit wants to pour into you and fill up your cup, okay? Fill up your love cup. And Spirit is calling you right now and saying, will you pick up the phone? So don't wait for anyone to give you permission. You are loved. Know that, collective. You are loved. You are seen. You are whole and complete just the way you are. And Spirit has messages for you. So if you're ready to answer the call, please be sure to put a rose emoji in the comments and say, I am ready. I am answering the call. That way, you'll let me know that this resonated with you, and you'll be letting Spirit know that you're ready to answer that call. I'm so excited for you to really embark upon this journey or deepen this connection if you already do have a connection and a relationship with Spirit. So if you need any of my services, visit my website to learn more. It is www.mysticrosepsychic.com, and I offer like personal readings. I also have a Patreon where I do different types of readings over there. I have another channel, and I just do a lot of different stuff. So check out my website, mysticrosepsychic.com, if you'd like to check out any of my services. And thank you to all of my channel members who support me. And thank you so much to all of you who support me on my other channel too, financially, and just all the likes, comments, subscriptions, and shares. I just really appreciate it so much. So thank you. And take good care. Stay beautiful. I can't wait to see what Spirit brings through for you next time. Bye, beautiful rosebuds.